Say hello. Hi guys, I'm sitting here with my little boy because I want to continue on an important series, protecting our children. And I want to talk to you today some more about Megan's Law and also about some current stories that are in the news. This is my little boy Fox, and I would do anything in this world to protect him and any other child. So I really want to talk to you about some important stuff. So I'm going to send Fox away right now so we can talk. Be right back. Thanks for staying with me. So as I said, I want to talk to you about some very important things. As many of you know, I've worked with a lot of different types of cases involving abuse, psychology, trauma, grieving, etc. But some of the most heartbreaking cases that I've had to work with, some of the youngest clients, youngest victims, were that of child abuse and child molestation. And it's a very difficult subject to talk about, but it is something that needs to be addressed in not only my community, but across the country and all over the world. I want you to take a look at this. This just came out today.
Held at the Kennebec County Jail tonight, a judge upped his bail to $100,000 cash.
Here we go.
A man from Sydney is facing 3 felony charges tonight after police say he sexually assaulted a 4-year-old girl. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tracy Sable. State police say 22-year-old Eric Bard assaulted the girl that he was babysitting and recorded the acts on his cell phone. Detectives arrested Bard on Friday. He was arraigned yesterday afternoon. News 8's Paul Merrill joins us now live with the latest on this. Paul?
Tracy, state police say it was a complaint about a Craigslist posting that led them to Eric Bard. In that posting, they say Bard offered to babysit kids and even went as far as to say he was available to bathe them. Detectives searched computers at Bard's Doobie Way home in Sydney and say they found child pornography. Investigators tell us they found a cell phone SD card that contained images of Bard abusing the 4-year-old girl. Police say Bard is a friend of the girl's mother and would babysit her at her Augusta home and at his home in Sydney. Detectives say Bard's Craigslist posting about babysitting caught someone's attention and prompted that person to contact the police.
It looked like he was searching for a job, and the job was babysitting kids. And there was some wording in there that would suggest that he was able to bathe kids, take care of kids along those manners, and it certainly caused a concern with this individual who saw the article.
So one thing that strikes me as upsetting and frustrating is the police aren't the ones who actually found this person on Craigslist. This was just another concerned citizen who by happenstance came across the Craigslist article, probably looking for a babysitter herself or a nanny or something, and said, hey, this is weird, this person's actually offering to bathe my child. And you know, guys get a bad rap when it comes to babysitting and stuff like that, but you know, when you look at the statistics, most of the crimes are committed, not all, but many of them are committed by men. So it does raise a red flag. And if you have to mention bathing during your search for a babysitting job on Craigslist, that would ultimately raise a bright red flag for me. So I want to talk to you about a couple other things as well here. I'm going to talk to you about Megan's Law in a second. But first, let's go and take a look at this monster here. This guy's from Lehigh. I believe this is in Utah. He is standing trial for molesting children at, I believe it's a daycare that his wife actually was running. And it's a very horrendous case. So not only are this man's crimes horrific, but he's only going to stand trial, or stands trial, on half the charges against him. And that is because during the testimonies on trial, on the stand, 3 little girls, ages 3, 5, and 8, took the stand And at first they testified that Vargas had touched their private parts and those of a 1-year-old child as well on at least one occasion. And the 5-year-old girl also said that he touched her inappropriately multiple times. And the Utah County prosecutor said all the lewdness counts were dismissed after the young alleged victims testified that Vargas had not, in fact, urinated multiple times in their view, as was originally reported. One aggravated sexual abuse charge was dropped when the girl said she was only abused once instead of twice, as she initially stated. 4 aggravated accounts were dismissed after a 10-year-old girl stated that Vargas had touched her back under her shirt. She said that he, through tears, she was very emotional and distraught, that he would put his hand up her shirt and rub her back every other day for a year, because that's what her testimony was. The judge said, I dismiss those counts. The girl left the courtroom. She began to hyperventilate. She told the judge she couldn't breathe. Another aggravated assault count was dismissed when a 3-year-old girl, 3 years old, said she was abused not only once, not twice, as originally believed. So this is ridiculous that these charges were removed for that type of, testimony that the little girls gave. Now, when you debrief a child, the first testimony is not always the most accurate testimony. Sometimes you have to involve all kinds of conversation with the child, depending on the age of the child and everything like that. But it's very important to note here that regardless of the case, many of his charges were dismissed for stupid reasons. Now, I wish I could say that these perpetrators, these disgusting acts, were being dismissed as, this was an anomaly, but it's not. It happens all the time, just because of reasons of the legal system, the loops in the legal system, and testimony of a 3-year-old, for example, being very hard to nail down as sustainable evidence in the court of law. I just want to show you real quick, too, some of these who claim to be super lawyers who can get you out of these charges, okay? Our attorneys in the news over here, let's see, super lawyers they call themselves, and they say, we're different from other law firms. We have an excellent record for defending our clients against sex crime charges. It's one of our specialties. Actual case results: 6 counts of rape, molestation, violation, molestation, 8 years in prison, Falcon internet child porn, mandatory prison time, case dropped. Look, result 33 months for child pornography, was originally given 70 to more than 70 months. Look, hung jury, 3rd strike rape charges, life in prison. He was facing 12 years and he got 12-year sentence vacated. And then here they were facing 121 months, got 60. Child molestation, 4 victims, not guilty on all charges. I can't even continue to read this because it's, look, facing 99 years, not guilty. It's so ridiculous. Here we have a Helena man who was accused of molesting a Missoula girl. He pled, guilty to child porn. He actually was jailed for felony sexual intercourse without consent with an 11-year-old child. He ended up as well getting a very lesser sentence. I believe it was just for child pornography. In the meantime, the victims, their images are spread all over the internet, so they continue to be abused. Here's a guy, who was accused or charged, actually, of sexually abusing his grandchildren. And all of these cases happened in the last month or so. I just wanted to bring you a couple of these. 5 counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a child, 1st-degree felony, and 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Let's see here. 2 granddaughters and a grandson, all under the age of 10. They found 4,230 files and 11 video files as possible child porn, and then 11 files that contain images of his own granddaughter as well. So, you know, it's not just the babysitter, the coach, the person you find on Craigslist. Sometimes it's family members, uncles, aunts. It's not just guys, it's women as well. There's plenty of instances where women are to blame. But one of the first things that you can do to protect yourself, your family, your child, is go to meganslaw.com. On meganslaw.com, you can actually enter your own zip code, and you can see where all of the registered sex offenders, most of them, where they live. Like, I'll just take this one right here. Let's just say this one right here. More info on this person. You can click on more info. You enter your zip code there, and we move it over for you. It'll show you the photo, the description. It'll show you their addresses or address, offenses. This one has lewd or other acts with a child 14 or 15 years of age and under, 10 or more years older than the victim, scars or tattoos. It'll tell you known aliases. It'll tell you that. So, and then you can also view it on a map. You can report other information to the Department of Justice. So this is the route that I recommend going. I don't recommend that you contact child services in these types of incidents until you have all the information that you need to do so. Otherwise, I mean, you could be held as a suspect yourself, or, you know, child could be taken in protective custody for whatever reason. I do recommend, though, that you be very, very alert of what's going on in your community, what offenders live in your certain community or wherever you're visiting. Always check people out. Don't look for babysitters on Craigslist. It's just not a good site to do this. Always go by word of mouth. There's so much more to say, and I have so much expertise here in this field that I want to bring you more eventually. But I just want to let you guys know that I've seen these cases happen where you least expect them. So always be aware and alert and inquisitive. Ask your child care provider if it's okay if at any time that you send in tape recorders or pop in or whatever. Let your nanny know that you have a nanny cam. That is well within your rights, and know what your rights are within your own particular state. And most of all, I'm sure that you do always keep your child's best interest at heart. I'm not down with sleepovers and stuff like that. I just have seen too much, but you know, it's everybody's personal opinion. So I just want to let you know, if you're not using meganslaw.com, it might be under meganslaw. Like mine's meganslaw.ca.gov. If you just type in Megan's Law, you'll get to your place where you need to go. This will arm you with the information that you need to be aware of where your children are going. And I hope it's helped somebody a little bit. Don't forget about these people out there. I hope you guys have a great day. And until next time, I'm I Do Psych. I'll see you soon. One last thing that I wanted to add, and it's so important, is to make sure that you ask your child questions all the time, no matter what age they are, and start very early by letting them know what is and what is not okay. And always ask them questions. Don't be afraid to ask them questions, and don't be afraid to use the proper terms. And most of all, believe them if they tell you that there is something going on, and follow up with it. Call the police right away. Find out everything that you can. Okay? So I hope you guys all took that in, and if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, I'd be more than happy to provide some type of advice for you as well. So have a great day. Bye.